All right, let's talk about something a lot of us do. That habit of overanalyzing conversations. We've all been told it's a flaw, right? A weakness. But what if that's completely wrong? What if it's actually pointing to some hidden strengths? Let's get into it.
You know that feeling, don't you? You leave a conversation and bam, your brain just kicks into overdrive. It's like you've got an instant replay feature and it's stuck on a loop going over every single word.
And it's not just the words, is it? It's everything else. You're dissecting the tiny pause before they answered, the way their voice went up just a little bit at the end. You're trying to figure out what was going on underneath it all.
And you've probably heard it a million times. You're just overthinking it. But what if that's, well, just not the full picture? What if psychology actually tells us there's something way deeper and honestly, way more impressive happening? This is the big idea we're talking about today. We're going to shift our perspective. Instead of seeing this habit as some kind of flaw we need to fix, let's start seeing it for what it is. A signpost that points directly to some pretty amazing traits you have. So let's unpack the psychology of your perceptive mind. We're going to dive into 4 specific hidden traits that explain exactly why your brain works in this fascinating way. Okay, first up, this is the foundation for everything else. You have a high sensitivity to social cues. And let's be super clear, this isn't about being anxious. It's about being incredibly perceptive. What this means is you're the person in the room who picks up on the stuff most people miss. That fleeting expression, that tiny shift in body language. It's like you're seeing the world in high definition. And your brain doesn't just see it, it files it away as important data to think about later. Number 2, and this one flows right from that first point. It's a deep down, sometimes subconscious desire to be a better communicator. See, this isn't about obsessing over mistakes. It's about wanting to connect with people on a real level. This really gets to the why behind all that analysis. When your brain is replaying things, it's not just stuck in a loop of regret. Nope, it's in training mode. It's learning. It's figuring out how to be clearer next time, how to avoid a misunderstanding. That's a classic sign of a growth mindset. Okay, our third trait. This one explains why those moments can feel so vivid even years later. The reason is you probably have an unusually powerful memory for social experiences. Because you're processing these interactions so deeply, your brain basically flags them and says, hey, this is important data. Let's save it. Especially the moments with a lot of emotion. They get saved in full color. It's why you don't just remember that you had a conversation, you remember how it felt, the tone, the whole vibe.
And that brings us to number 4. This is the one that really ties it all together, and it might just change the way you see yourself.
This habit, it's often linked to higher mental activity and, intelligence. I want you to just let that sink in for a second. This intense mental churn isn't the burden. It's not a flaw. It's actually considered a hallmark of an intelligent and creative mind. Your brain doesn't just clock out after a chat because it's built to keep processing, keep connecting the dots. There's even a psychological term for this, continued mental processing. It's not a disorder. It's the sign of a highly active, really fast-moving mind that's always working, always figuring things out. So what do we do with all this? What's the big takeaway? It's all about reframing that story you tell yourself. It's time for a new inner dialogue. Let's just say it plain and simple. Overanalyzing isn't a bug in your programming, it's a feature. It's the natural output of a mind that is highly perceptive and wired for growth. And that's why this is so important. When you get the psychology behind it, you can finally give yourself a break. You can stop the self-criticism and start appreciating the unique and powerful way that your mind actually works. So I'll just leave you with this one question. Now that you know these aren't flaws, but a whole set of strengths in disguise, we're talking sensitivity, a drive to grow, a powerful memory, and an active intelligence, how are you going to use that amazing perceptive mind of yours?